Hey everyone, it's November 19th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with polygamist and convicted murderer Jesse James Cummings, and that is him right up there. Born in Modesto, California in 1955, Cummings moved with his family as a child to Cole County, Oklahoma, a rural part of the state on Choctaw tribal land. The population of the entire county stands at just under 6,000 residents, and he began multiple relationships, even marrying two women at the same time. Before one relationship would end, he'd start another, as a string of women entered his life, and he moved throughout the South, spending time in Arkansas before returning to Oklahoma. Cummings worked as a truck driver until a bout with lymphoma and multiple eye surgeries for glaucoma made it impossible for him to continue. By the late 1980s, he was living in a small home without running water, rented for $25 a month. Also living in these horrid conditions were his father, two wives, and children from each woman, while his half-sister lived nearby. In 1991, he reported his half-sister and her daughter missing, with a large manhunt ensuing. Soon his half-sister was found shot dead near Atoka Lake, and a month later the skeletal remains of his 11-year-old niece were discovered stabbed to death in Choctaw County. His father died shortly afterward, never knowing the truth about what happened. The murders went unsolved for 3 years until one of his wives went to the authorities and confessed to killing his sister. She said that after a dispute over a truck his sister was buying from him on installments, Cummings threatened to kill his own children unless his wives killed the woman and her daughter. He told one of his wives to take his sister to look at some vacant homes while he was out of town and to shoot her in the back of the head. She took the victim to look at houses but got cold feet, and they returned to their home. His other wife carried out the act of killing his sister. They cleaned up the mess, locked his niece in the back room, and one went to work at the Dairy Queen while the other waited for Cummings to return home. The three carried the dead woman out to his truck, dumping her body in Atoka Lake. When they got back to the house, he sexually assaulted his niece in front of his two wives before bringing the girl out to his car and driving her to meet her mama. After a long drive into desolate Oklahoma Indian country, Cummings took the girl off the road and stabbed her to death. Both wives pleaded guilty and testified against Cummings at his trial. His defense was that his two wives had become lovers and carried out the crimes without his knowledge, but the jury didn't buy his story and he was convicted of both murders in 1996. On appeal, his conviction for killing his sister was thrown out, and he wrote long missives from prison proclaiming his innocence, with his attorney filing numerous briefs on his behalf. My favorite one was titled, "Knowledge About the Poor White Trash Subculture Needed to Understand the Testimony in the Case," in which they detail that white trash women are known to cuss, chew tobacco, and fight to resolve conflict because they have limited problem-solving skills. One of his wives is serving a life sentence while the other got 35 years for being an accessory to murder. Cummings was sent to death row and was executed in 2008 after a final meal consisting of a bucket of KFC chicken, 8 additional drumsticks, and a chocolate milkshake. If this is your birthday, hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so you can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Jesse James Cummings, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.